You're going to get four different answers. For me, I have to say "O Come Emmanuel" because I'm a traditionalist, and that one is one of the very few actually legit Advent songs. It's not about, hey, Christmas is here. It's Christmas is coming. We don't have a ton of those, and I love the fact that it goes back hundreds and hundreds of years. The lyrics to that are very old and in Latin. The original, and don't ask me to quote them. I don't speak a word of it. But that's got to be my go-to. If I only get one, that's the one I'll take. How about you?
There's a couple. There's a tradition in our family. My mom's family gets together on Christmas Eve in the home place. My one cousin, who is a supremely talented singer, sings "O Holy Night" a cappella. That one always is a special one because that's a long running tradition now. Cousin Kim sings "O Holy Night" a cappella after everybody's been singing carols for a good while. It's ridiculous. That's one of those songs, though. It's like how it's presented is everything.
Yes.
As far as me just enjoying a Christmas song, I talked about the Charlie Brown stuff. I know that sounds silly. That little jazz riff of Christmas time is here. Look, I love White Christmas. I love the hymns, Silent Night, all that stuff. I even like Taylor Swift singing, "Give My Heart Away" to get it back because, FedEx was closed or whatever. Just that little jazz. I'm telling you the truth. I was walking down the streets. I was in Chicago. I'm walking down the street and a hotel is playing it at the car check station. And I literally just kind of stopped and smiled, and I couldn't help it. Like, there's something about that Charlie Brown Christmas, any of that little jazzy, Guardi Trio stuff, but that particular song done that way with just that real mellow offbeat riff and the piano. And I think about the piano at home growing up and sitting around the tree. That just hits me every single time. And I know that's probably not on a lot of people's high list for Christmas songs, but it's on me, and it just happened to me again. Just randomly, I hear that, and I'm just like no matter what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, I'm just like, Christmas.
Yeah.
And Christmas is so commercialized now. There's very few things that are Christmassy that will do that anymore. But that does it every time.
And I think what you're talking about there is like, yes, for you, it's that riff. But I think just about everybody, has some...
All the good people,
has some little moment in a song that reminds them of childhood, safety, when things were good, and that sort of rose-colored glasses view of the past that we often have. And so that's a musical cue for you, but we've all got them. If I hear a decent version, especially if it's a sort of Gregorian chant style version of "O Come Emmanuel," I am picturing my house when I was a kid. It's dark. I can see the Christmas tree. I can see specific ornaments that are on the tree. There's snow outside the windows because there's always snow outside the windows at Christmas time in the past. It brings you back, and it doesn't. Everybody's got their own little cue, but when it hits you, and can't miss it.
I completely agree. Brian O'Nolan, we're going to have you back. We'll do the good Christmas songs here as we get closer to Christmas. You write at Ordinary Times. Let folks know where they can know and follow you, my friend, because you're a brilliant writer. You do sarcasm better than just about anybody I know. Let folks know where they can follow you and keep track of you.
Yep. Not only am I at ordinary-times.com, you can find me there, but I'm also on Twitter at Brian O'Nolan, Brian with a Y. And I try to keep it clean, but I'm not always successful.
Well, until you sent Mike Pence to the Gathering of the Juggalos, but that's another story for another day. Which you need to go read, by the way. Fantastic stuff. Brian O'Nolan, appreciate you, my friend. Thank you.
Great. Merry Christmas, everybody.
And Merry Christmas. Thank you, sir. All the music on Her Tell is provided under a Creative Content license from monstercat.com. Somos la máquina.
You're tuned in to the Big Talker Network, Wilmington, North Carolina's premier internet station for news and talk radio programming. Find us online at bigtalker.live.
Marine Service Pro and the Tackle Box Seafood located at 8210 River Road, Southport, is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, with the Tackle Box open Monday through Saturday, 7 to 6. Marine Service Pro is a full Suzuki and Tohatsu dealership. They deal in pre-owned boats, full service and repair, with certified technicians in all engines, and fiberglass specialists. The Tackle Box offers fresh, local seafood, live bait, a tackle shop, and fish packing and shipping. They also offer a full-service U-Haul dealership. Spend time with Leon or Jenny for one-stop shopping at Marine Service Pro and the Tackle Box Seafood, 8210 River Road, Southport.
Hello, I'm Matt Bennett with WWAY News. A new Hanover County man faces several charges of human trafficking and sexual exploitation of a minor. An investigation began when 70-year-old Jesse Teal allegedly posted advertisements to an escort website. He asked women if he could be their, quote, sugar daddy. The Coastal Carolina Human Trafficking Task Force interviewed several victims who engaged in sex for money arranged by Teal. Law enforcement arrested him at his home on November 29th on 12 human trafficking charges. On Monday, 16 additional charges were added, including child sexual exploitation and patronizing a minor. Teal is in jail under a $200,000 bond. Wilmington police are looking for an armed robbery suspect. That crime happened Monday at the Handy Hugo's in the 1700 block of Carolina Beach Road. The suspect got away with money and ran towards South Carolina Avenue. Police say the suspect is in his early 20s and is about 5'7". He was wearing a black pullover face mask, black hoodie, and black and white shoes. Anyone with information should call Wilmington Police or use the anonymous Tip 411 app. There are only 4 more shopping days before Christmas, and if you'll be hitting the mall or other stores today, Wilmington Police are urging you to use caution to prevent being targeted by thieves. Lieutenant Leslie Irving says if you're planning to shop in crowded areas, be aware of your surroundings. Avoid shopping alone and park in well-lit areas. She also recommends shopping when stores are less crowded. And if you get a new TV or video gaming system, don't leave those types of boxes visible outside your home. Lieutenant Irving also suggests having a home inventory list with serial numbers and photos or video of your valuables. And Wilmington International Airport is expecting a busy day of holiday travel. Be sure to arrive an hour and a half before your flight. And for more on these stories, you can go to WWAYTV3.com. I'm Matt Bennett. Have a great day.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm WWAY meteorologist Ramel Carpenter with your Storm Track 3 forecast. It's the first day of winter, and what a start to winter here in the Cape Fear. Cloudy skies, chilly temperatures, and wet conditions in store for us throughout the day today. Not a complete washout, but we will see occasional showers heading into the afternoon hours, along with cloudy skies and highs barely getting into the lower 50s here in the Cape Fear. As for tonight, though, we're going to see some changes take shape. Middle and upper 40s is where we're briefly falling before temperatures rise overnight into early Thursday morning with a few showers sticking around as well. Get your full forecast on WWAY and WWAYTV3.com.
This news and weather is brought to you by Two Men and a Truck. For your free quote, go to twomenandatruck.com. twomenandatruck.com.
Join Big Talker Network is as easy as asking for it. Program your digital home assistants such as Google Home, Alexa, and Siri to stream Big Talker Network content by simple voice command. Enjoy convenient hands-free access to program whenever you want, however you want by asking for Big Talker.
Hey, welcome back, kids, to the Asylum, your refuge in a world gone mad, right here on the Big Talker Network. BigTalker.live is the website. Yeah, buddy, download the app for the Android and iOS devices. Pair that smart device with your automobile's entertainment system so you can take the Big Talker anywhere and everywhere you need to be, whether you want to be there or not. You can also peruse our schedule of content to find when your favorite program is premiering or replaying throughout the week. That's right. New programming, new lineup, all kind of cool stuff coming your way. So, stay tuned for that. You can also send an email with any comments, questions, concerns, compliments, or critiques you may have Yeah, we can't get any better without your help. I've done about all I can. I need you to step in. Now, today is December 21st, a very special day in our celestial calendar. Yep. This is the precise moment the solstice will take place today. December 21st marks the solstice, but the astronomical event happens at a specific time. Yep. Dr. Alfredo Carpenetti. I mean, I'm kind of distraught that I must even bring this to the attention of the people listening, but our combined astronomical education is extremely limited. If you can imagine that. If you can imagine that. All right. No matter where you are on the globe today, the sun will reach its southernmost apparent position with respect to our planet. This is due to the tilt of the Earth. That is, as the planet orbits the sun, the tilt of the Earth makes our star look like it goes up and down between the two tropics. And today, December 21st, it will reach the Tropic of Capricorn. This event happens at a very specific time. For us here on the East Coast, it will be 4:48 p.m. or 16:48 p.m. 21:48 Universal Time. This marks the astronomical changing of the season. In the Northern Hemisphere, it will be the beginning of winter. And in the summer... And in the Southern Hemisphere, they are entering summer. In Edinburgh, the capital of Scotland, people will get fewer than 7 hours of light, with the sun setting at 3:40 p.m., 1540 local time. The North Pole has not seen a sunrise since October and won't for a few more months. The term solstice comes from Latin and is translated as the sun is still or the sun has stopped. Given that the sun appears to reach the highest or lowest point in the sky, astronomers have likened that to the motion of a ball thrown in the air, which appears to no longer move when it reaches its maximum altitude and start. He didn't write this very well. You know, it reaches its peak and then falls back down, but for that brief split moment, it looks like it's actually hanging out. As the sun moves across the sky over a full year, it creates a figure 8 in the sky, which is really cool. A number of people have done that, where they can afford to point a camera at the sky and shoot the sun every day or every other day or every 5 days or whatever to show the figure 8 in the sky, because it's, you know, it's kind of hard to imagine. But for those who are paying attention and are astute, there you go. That's the reason for the season. Well... Okay, so, man, there's so much here. Ooh. Okay, how many of these can I actually... Okay, let's start with Florida. Hominis americanus floridia. Oh. Never mind, I can't do it with that one. I have to do it with that one. Okay. Good morning, one guy runs it all right into the ground. All right, so coming out of Florida, MSN by way of New York Post, or New York Post by way of MSN. I'm not sure. The author is by Selim Algar. Florida realtor finds trespassing couple having sex in pool of a for sale house. The house for sale. Okay. A Florida realtor was stunned to find a nude couple romping in the pool of a property she was preparing to show a client, police said. The Polk County Sheriff's Office reported the startled agent pulled up to the empty home in Davenport on December 5 and saw a mysterious car in the driveway around 9:45 a.m. Knowing that no one was authorized to be on the property, the suspicious broker called 911. Oh, he rewrote it. A real estate agent found a couple having sex in the swimming pool of a Davenport, Florida home that she was preparing to show a client. Responding deputies found a naked and unafraid couple cavorting in the home's pool. The uninhibited intruders told officers that they had specifically come to the property to have sex and were unaware that their plan constituted a crime. You could rent it like an Airbnb, I guess. That would be legit. The 35-year-old woman and 39-year-old man did not believe they were doing anything wrong, according to a police report the Miami Herald reported. The male participant was found to be in possession of methamphetamine at the scene, and both parties were charged with trespassing, according to the sheriff's office. The man was released on $1,750 bond, while the woman was sprung on $250 bond. Yeah, you may want to pick your arenas more carefully. But I understand the allure. I understand the draw. I have lived a passionate life myself, so it's not out of order. Thank God for chlorine. Now, thank goodness the male participant wasn't this Phoenix cop who was accused of making porn while on duty. Yep, this is coming out of a New York Post directly. This is nice. All right, stop it. Stop it. I don't want to see it. Do I have an author? Yes, I can't pronounce it. Farberov. Snejana Farberov. Okay, a Phoenix cop accused of making porn while on duty. Here we go. A Phoenix police officer is being investigated for allegedly making and distributing porn while he was on duty and working from home. Multitasking, Officer Christian Goggins, 30, has allegedly been disseminating adult videos starring himself through a public Twitter page using the handle Rico Blaze. Rico Blaze. The station, Arizona's Family. Oh, the television, using the handle, the station, Arizona's Family, first reported citing anonymous sources. The Rico Blaze account has since been switched to a private setting, making it impossible to view its contents without the user's permission. Goggins writes of himself in the page description, which is still visible to the general public. I create art and my eggplant emoji is in the pin. Whatever the hell that means. Goggins, originally from Ohio, reportedly began making porn in 2019, a year before he joined the police. I create art and my is the pin. I see. Okay. How cute. While he was on home assignment, Goggins had been shuttling between Phoenix and Las Vegas, producing and starring in what have been described as extremely graphic X-rated videos. The Phoenix Police Department has confirmed to the station that Goggins is now the subject of an open internal investigation, but the agency would not go into further detail. According to the police, Goggins was on home duty before the start of the probe for unrelated and non-disciplinary reasons. Phoenix police did not immediately respond to requests for comment, and the officer himself could not be reached for comment. Just go on his Twitter page. Or whatever this is. Is that Twitter? I think that's Twitter. Yep, it's a Twitter thing. Thank you, Elon Musk. Where would we be without you? We would never find porn again. Okay, just from the description, it lends itself to being a little weird. It's all downhill for 300 skiing Santas, a Grinch, and a tree. It almost sounds like it's a setup for a criminal situation. AP News, no author. Newry, Maine, like the state, and Newry, I guess, is the town. A bunch of Santa lookalikes took to the ski slopes to spread some seed. Whoopee. Oh, that coffee's hitting hard. A bunch of Santa lookalikes took to the ski slopes to spread some seasonal cheer on Sunday. More than 300 jolly old elves, all dressed in red, dashed together down a mountain with white beards and Santa hats flapping in the breeze at the Sunday River Ski Resort in Maine. A skiing Grinch and a skiing Christmas tree joined the party. It wasn't exactly a winter wonderland. There was little natural snow. The snowmaking machines at Sunday River produced enough of the fluffy stuff for the annual tradition. Santa Sunday has grown in popularity over the more than 2 decades, raising $7,500 this year for a local charity. Happening. I don't see the tree. Is that the tree? Anyway. How does that raise money? Unless, of course, you're Pfizer and handing out cold medicine or something. Tell me this is Florida. This would be so awesome. I love Florida stories. It just proves hominis Americanus. All right. BringMeTheNews.com is asking me to subscribe, which I refuse to do. Charges. Tommy Witta, December 12. For Bring Me the News, he's the author. Charges, meaning, there are charges against a man, 76, who shoots at squirrel from his bedroom and hits his neighbor's house. The man said he was at war with squirrels, according to the complaint. An East Grand Forks man is accused of trying to shoot at squirrels outside his home with a rifle, but instead hit his neighbor's house several times. I mean, if it was once, you could kind of like, yeah, sorry, no harm, no foul, but several times? Dude, I've had my car hit with golf balls because my neighbor was at the time, he's still a flipping moron. I had to leave. I was going to kill the bastard. Anyway, Michael James Powers. Look at that. 2 first names. You know it's going to be a problem. Michael James Powers, 76 years old, is accused of shooting several bullets into his neighbor's home on the 400 block of 5th Avenue Southeast on December 4th. One of the holes was embedded in the neighbor's son's bedroom window. Powers said he had been shooting at squirrels in the area for around 2 years, according to the complaint. Dude, a BB gun is enough. Neighbor called police after the bullet holes found in the back of his home, saying he just got home from work around 2 p.m. when his wife went outside to smoke and noticed the holes. The holes were found on the siding of the house and the son's window, with shattered glass and a bullet were found on the window ledge. The round from a... Dude, I can't even keep this straight. The round was from a .22 caliber rifle with a total of 6 shots hitting the house and window. 2 other holes were found in a fence on the property that were consistent with the others, according to the complaint. Dude. You talk about entitled. He's letting his, I mean, he just expects his neighbor's house to be his backstop. Right? Yeah, just, we're just going to pop off some rounds here, send them downrange. Flying lead right into the neighbor's house, fence, yard, bedroom window of his son. Yeah, I'm entitled. Yeah, it's all right. You can shoot in my house if you want. It's just a backstop. When asked by police, Powers said he had been shooting at a red squirrel near a bird feeder from his bedroom window. He added he had been shooting at the bird feeder for a couple of years, adding that he's probably shot from his bedroom window 6 times during that time span. He claimed when the shooting happens, he would speak with his neighbor to make it right. What the hell? Charges state after Powers was arrested and he let his wife know. His wife responded with, "Well, I told you." He told police he shot at the squirrel because, well, that's war, according to the complaint. Powers claimed he didn't know there were any shots hitting the house, and if he did, he said he would have stopped. Is the dude deaf as well? I mean, a .22 caliber shell hitting something is going to hurt. And these houses aren't far apart. Powers faces 1 count of discharge of a firearm within city limits. He should get all of them. And 1 count of reckless handling of a weapon. If convicted, he faces just over 2 years in prison and a $6,000 fine. He's set to make his initial court appearance, last week. So, I wonder what happened to the poor bastard, but holy mackerel. Just popping off shots in out of his bedroom window. That's war. What the hell? Well, that's Westminster. We got that in America. Tell me about it when it's in America. Hey, what happened this day in history? Let's go through that. Oh, a bunch. 1522. This would be December 20th. Oh, that was yesterday. Huh. Suleiman the Magnificent accepts surrender of the surviving Knights of Rhodes, who are allowed to evacuate. They eventually settle in Malta and become known as the Knights of Malta. French flag lowered in New Orleans to mark the formal transfer of the Louisiana Purchase from France to USA. Purchased for $15 million. Did we ever pay him back for the Revolutionary War chest? Or anyway, Grimm's Fairy Tales, or Children's and Household Tales by Jacob Grimm and Wilhelm Grimm, is first published. I didn't know that. Oh, I'm thinking of the other one. Oh, man, that was so long ago. 1917, Cheka formed, Soviet State Security Force and forerunner to the KGB under Felix, not going to say that one, after decree by Lenin. 1960, the National Liberation Front, better known as the Viet Cong, is officially formed in South Vietnam. That didn't go well. What else do we have? From the Daily Mail, dailymail.uk, I have an author, Luke Andrews. Oh my gosh, more double first names. This is getting old. But I think it was an astute observation by Andrew. All right, stomach-churning video shows microscopic worms dancing in India man's scrotum after he was bitten by a mosquito. This will go well with your coffee. Disgusting footage. I could play it for you. I'm kidding. Disgusting footage shows the moment an ultrascan discovered microscopic worms squirming around in a man's scrotum. Aye. The 26-year-old from New Delhi in India went to a sexual health clinic after suffering from a tender and swollen right testicle. The rest of us call those blue balls. Doctors were shocked to see the linear structures moving in a thin tube that carries fluid and white blood cells in the scrotum. The unnamed patient was diagnosed with lymphatic filariasis, and prescribed a 3-week course of an antiparasitic drug. When the patient returned, the worms had disappeared. It comes after a Venezuelan man was forced to seek medical attention after a beer bottle became stuck up his bottom and claimed thieves put it there. Okay. The unpleasant infection was revealed in a case report published by the New England Journal of Medicine. Dr. Ahmed Sahu, a senior medical consultant at the Max Super Specialty Hospital, who examined the patient, said linear structures could be seen moving in the ultrasound. The dance represents the undulation of live worms, he wrote. They have migrated into the lymph system, causing dilation and dysfunction of the channels. After the ultrasound, doctors also removed fluid from the scrotum and examined it under a microscope. This also revealed hordes of live worms, scientifically named Wucheria. Anyway, Wucheria bancrofti, confirming the diagnosis. The patient was prescribed a powerful anti-parasitic drug that kills worms. When the patient returned 3 weeks later, another ultrasound showed the worms were gone. He made a full recovery. Infections with the worms are triggered through bites from mosquitoes, which transfer them into the bloodstream. Once there, they travel into the lymph system, a circulatory system used to drain fluid. This carries them to other areas of the body, including the scrotum. Well, it's good to know that he didn't just roll up and, with his drawers down. In this system, they mature, mate, and release millions of offspring. Normally, the worms do not cause any symptoms, but in some cases, damage to the lymph system causes fluid to start building up in the legs, triggering lymphedema. In cases where there is gross swelling of limbs, patients are diagnosed with elephantiasis. Elephantiasis, there it is. In men, the parasitic worms can also prompt swelling in the genital area. Swelling can become so severe that it leads to disfigurement and mobility issues for sufferers. Antiparasitic medicines are used to treat the disease. Infections with the parasitic worm are relatively common in tropical and subtropical areas, including parts of Africa, Asia, and South America. They are not present in the United States or the UK, which is the only people we care about, right? The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says people need to be... The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says people need to be bitten repeatedly by infected mosquitoes over several months to get infected. They add short-term tourists have a very low risk, but people living for a long time in tropical or subtropical areas where the disease is common are at the greatest risk of infection. The World Health Organization considers lymphatic filariasis, or whatever that is, to be a neglected tropical disease, yeah? Because nobody wants to walk in with a swollen nut. Hey, I need help. The world estimates suggest more than 50 million people have the infection worldwide. 50 million to 8 billion, but the WHO, the World Health Organization, says if annual doses of anti-parasitic drugs were handed out to those at risk in regions, handed out to those in at-risk regions every year, then the disease could be eradicated. And then they go on to tell you what it is, but anyway, we already told you about that. So, with that in mind, yeah, buddy, it's about time for the Asylum to take a break. So you can take all the latest news, weather, and of course, sponsorships. Come on, there we go. And the Asylum, your refuge in a world gone mad, will be right back after all it is.
Marine Service Pro and the Tackle Box Seafood located at 8210 River Road, Southport, is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, with the tackle box open Monday through Saturday, 7 to 6. Marine Service Pro is a full Suzuki and Tohatsu dealership. They deal in pre-owned boats, full service and repair, with certified technicians in all engines, and fiberglass specialists. The tackle box offers fresh local seafood, live bait, a tackle shop, and fish packing and shipping. They also offer a full-service U-Haul dealership. Spend time with Leon or Jenny for one-stop shopping at Marine Service Pro and the Tackle Box Seafood, 8210 River Road, Southport.
Hello, I'm Matt Bennett with WWAY News. A new Hanover County man faces several charges of human trafficking and sexual exploitation of a minor. An investigation began when 70-year-old Jesse Teal allegedly posted advertisements to an escort website. He asked women if he could be their, quote, sugar daddy. The Coastal Carolina Human Trafficking Task Force interviewed several victims who engaged in sex for money arranged by Teal. Law enforcement arrested him at his home on November 29th on 12 human trafficking charges. On Monday, 16 additional charges were added, including child sexual exploitation and patronizing a minor. Teal is in jail under a $200,000 bond. Wilmington police are looking for an armed robbery suspect. That crime happened Monday at the Handy Hugo's in the 1700 block of Carolina Beach Road. The suspect got away with money and ran towards South Carolina Avenue. Police say the suspect is in his early 20s and is about 5'7". He was wearing a black pullover face mask, black hoodie, and black and white shoes. Anyone with information should call Wilmington Police or use the anonymous Tip 411 app. There are only 4 more shopping days before Christmas, and if you'll be hitting the mall or other stores today, Wilmington Police are urging you to use caution to prevent being targeted by thieves. Lieutenant Leslie Irving says if you're planning to shop in crowded areas, be aware of your surroundings. Avoid shopping alone and park in well-lit areas. She also recommends shopping when stores are less crowded. And if you get a new TV or video gaming system, don't leave those types of boxes visible outside your home. Lieutenant Irving also suggests having a home inventory list with serial numbers and photos or video of your valuables. And Wilmington International Airport is expecting a busy day of holiday travel. Be sure to arrive an hour and a half before your flight. And for more on these stories, you can go to WWAYTV3.com. I'm Matt Bennett. Have a great day.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm WWAY meteorologist Ramel Carpenter with your Storm Track 3 forecast. It's the first day of winter, and what a start to winter here in the Cape Fear. Cloudy skies, chilly temperatures, and wet conditions in store for us throughout the day today. Not a complete washout, but we will see occasional showers heading into the afternoon hours, along with cloudy skies and highs barely getting into the lower 50s here in the Cape Fear. As for tonight, though, we're going to see some changes take shape. Middle and upper 40s is where we're briefly falling before temperatures rise overnight into early Thursday morning with a few showers sticking around as well. Get your full forecast on WWAY and WWAYTV3.com.
This news and weather is brought to you by Two Men and a Truck. For your free quote, go to twomenandatruck.com. twomenandatruck.com.
This week on All Things Brunswick, our guest will be Julie Flood, who's running for one of 4 open seats on the Court of Appeals. Join us 6 p.m. Tuesday for All Things Brunswick, right here on the Big Talker Network.
Hey, welcome back to the Asylum, your refuge in a world gone mad, right here on the Big Talker Network. BigTalker.live is the website. Right, I'm not supposed to do it from there. So if you would, yes, the Big Talker Network, BigTalker.live is the website. Please download the app for the Android and iOS devices. You can pair your smart device. Pair that smart device with your automobiles entertainment system, and you can take the Big Talker anywhere and everywhere you need to be, whether you want to be there or not. Almost ruined that joke, didn't I? You can also peruse our schedule of content both on the web site and the app. You can peruse our schedule. You can listen to back episodes. You can watch back episodes of anything we have produced video. I mean, it's just a really cool app, man. We also have an email link, so you can send us any comments, questions, concerns, compliments, or critiques you may have. We cannot improve without your help. Now we can move on to, whatever subject we happen to run into. And thankfully, Keith has sent me an entire bucket of them. I do so hope that I will have a guest here in a moment. That would be really, really cool. I'm going to keep an eye on that. So don't you worry. Even if there isn't one, I will keep you company and safe from all the other news. Let's see. What's the most petty reason you've ever had for ending a relationship? Well, let us find out. Because apparently this person has her own idea of how that should go. Gosh, you're annoying. Oddity Central, thank you. It's so hard to make computers behave. Spooky from Oddity Central. Woman ends decade-long marriage because of husband's fishing addiction. Now, fishing can be called a hobby, but it's an edible hobby unless, of course, you're fishing in the Cape Fear River. Anyway, a Chinese woman recently divorced her husband of 10 years because of his addiction to fishing, a hobby he often put before his family. According to a divorce case filed with the Juyei County People's Court in Shandong Province, the woman's surname Zhang claimed that she had had enough of her husband's fishing addiction. She claimed to take care of all the house chores and their 2 children while he sits on the sofa looking at his smartphone and going out to fish with his friends after dinner every evening. After repeatedly asking him to spend more time with her and the children than with his fishing buddies, Zhang decided that divorce was the only viable option. Sure beats a conversation, doesn't it? I could be wrong about that. I don't know. Seldom am I wrong, but here we are. Reading the news at 8:30 in the morning. I get up before 6 every morning to prepare breakfast. When I send the 2 kids to school before I go to work every day, it's me who washes the dishes, cleans our home, picks the children from school, and helps them with their homework. I am exhausted, Zhang explained in her court filing. Well, divorcing him isn't going to help. But my husband gets up after I prepare breakfast, and after work, he just lies on the sofa and plays with his mobile phone. The woman said after dinner, he goes straight out to fish, often spending the whole night fishing, if that's what you want to call it. Fed up with his wife's complaining, the man, surnamed Soon, agreed to dissolve their marriage, probably because that meant even more time for fishing. After attempts at mediation between the spouses failed, the judge approved the divorce application, but not before calling Soon, who had forgotten about a recent work hearing, and going fishing instead. Fishing is not a bad thing, but there's a line for everything. Once you're married, you have to take on the responsibility of being a husband or wife and a parent. Don't put fishing before family, Judge Fu Hungarian, I don't know, scolded soon, who didn't appear to be too affected. Well, no. Right? I mean, he's set for life. All you got to do is fish and eat. I can't see fishing being, but that's me, you know. Ooh, here's in the parenting. This is parenting done right. Spooky again from Oddity Central. Thank you. Oh, this is this is epic. Parents hire skilled gamer to beat children at video games and crush their confidence. Oh, this is awesome. A Chinese gamer recently went viral after claiming that he has been paid by the parents of at least 2 kids to beat them at online video games and crush their confidence. Video games are generally pretty harmless if played in moderation, but in many cases nowadays, children become so obsessed with these made-up virtual worlds that they start to ignore their real life, school, and even their families. Getting them back on track can be a real challenge, and many parents turn to desperate measures. In China, for example, some parents sign their kids up for military-style camps, while others use sneakier techniques like hiring skilled gamers to beat their kids at their favorite video games and convince them to quit. Wow. That's flippin' harsh. One such video game master recently revealed that he was paid by the parents of a young gamer to kick his butt at his favorite video game and make him question his actual skills. Damn. According to Star Video, the young boy's parents said that he used to be a model student and an obedient child until the 4th grade, after which the video games changed him completely. The boy now dedicated most of his time to online video games and dreamed of becoming a professional gamer and supporting himself by doing what he loved most. His parents couldn't accept that, but they couldn't talk him out of it either, so they decided to have someone else do the convincing. Man, that's vicious. It's unclear how the parents got in contact with the pro gamer. A quick Google search would be my guess. But he claims that they agreed to pay him his fee of $7.20 an hour to challenge their son at his favorite video game and utterly crush his confidence in his skills. The anonymous gamer even posted screenshots of his conversation with the boy's parents as evidence. Man. The skilled gamer said that he played the boy 5 games over 5 hours. He took his time in the first game trying to tire out his opponent and then crushed him in the next 4 games as per his parents' wishes. The games were apparently so one-sided that the boy didn't want to play anymore, and the confidence in his skills as a gamer was shaken enough that his parents were able to convince him that he should focus more on his studies to build his future. The video game master claimed that he had so far helped 2 families reclaim their gaming addicted kids by beating them at their favorite games and crushing their confidence. He added that this gave him a feeling of accomplishment. Whoa. That's harsh. That is flippin' harsh. It's so hard being a parent. I don't know. I really need... all right, give me a moment. I'm working on something. Just relax. Oh, this is going to take a second. Hang on. Because this is just a little too heavy. I mean, what would you do? I don't have anybody in chat, do I? Nope. So I was hoping to find or get my hands on someone. All right, that's been set in motion. Let's see what else we can do here. There's a couple of stories here that I just don't know which one I want to deal with first, because they're both just funny as hell. Only thing to do with this, just let it go. All right. Well, let's just do them in the order presented. Coming out of MSN.com by way of Associated Press, I do not have a author. Doesn't look like. According to police, customer shoots St. Louis Kentucky Fried Chicken employee over no corn. Okay, so first of all, corn doesn't have anything to, like, nutritional value. It does nothing to help your system, right? Certainly if you eat it and, you know, the kernel doesn't even pop, the kernel, get it? Anyway, St. Louis, by way of AP, KFC employee in St. Louis has been hospitalized after a customer shot him because he was upset that the restaurant had run out of corn. So he shot the employee for just, man, dude, really? I hope they cook this dude. The shooting happened Monday evening in the city's central West End neighborhood. Investigators said the man tried to place an order in the restaurant's drive-thru lane. He became upset and threatened employees when he was told the business was out of corn. Police said the man had a handgun when he drove up to the drive-thru window. A 25-year-old employee who went outside to talk to the driver returned to the restaurant and said that he had been shot. Police said the driver fled and had not been arrested as of that afternoon. The victim was hospitalized in critical but stable condition. I'm hoping that falls under workman's comp, mate. Because you're set for life, man. You can retire now. Man, I hope once they find this person, it's all, like, all bad for them. Come on now. There you are. All right, finally. Well, not the person I'm trying to talk to, but... Holy cow. I thought I was slow. There we go. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Oh, look at that. And if I do this, had I done it previous, there it is. Okay. Yep, you look good. You look good. All right. So far, so good. Look at that. Let's see what happens. All right. Man, that's on the other end of the criminal spectrum. Jalopnik is reporting by Aaron Marquis. Passengers kicked off flight for saying penis. Think penalty is too stiff. The two men saying they were having a ball when they were gotten off the plane with much rowdier passengers. They didn't write that right, but I'm good. Flight attendants kicked 3 passengers off of a flight at Flint Bishop International Airport Monday night, with 2 of them ejected for referring to a certain part of sexual anatomy, they say. A father-in-law and son duo claimed things came to a head after the flight crew lumped them in with a couple of combative intoxicated passengers. The cock-up came when the pair, who say they were merely having a good old time and saying the word penis for no particular reason, were thrust from their flight. According to Fox News, quote, this is all like quote and quotey quote. Jason Bauer said he and his father-in-law were flying down to Florida, where to help them move, whoever them is. When they were approached by flight staff, he said no reason was given for their removal until they were brought off the flight. Finally, the Flint police and the airport authority came over and said we were removed because I said the word penis on board an airplane. I meant it in no derogatory way. I mean, it's part of the male anatomy, and we were literally kicked off an airplane in Flint, and we had to drive. There is no context for why Bauer said the word penis, but apparently he just told you. For no apparent reason. Oh. Being from Michigan, he may have been wondering which appendage people in Florida use to show folks from out of state where they live. Michigan is also the state where a state representative was barred from speaking on the House floor after she said vagina during a debate on reproductive rights. So maybe Allegiant Airlines was just being touchy. But the two are likely not as innocent as Bauer portrays to local media. It may not surprise you that Allegiant Airlines told a different version of the story. It doesn't see Bauer and his father-in-law as a pair of innocent jokesters in this hairy matter at all. Quoting the paper, when crew members instructed them to cease their unruly behavior, the passengers failed to comply. As a result, both were deplaned and reaccommodated to other flights. This decision was made with the utmost safety of our customers and crew members in mind. Unruly behavior from a passenger represents a safety risk. As I'm sure you are aware, failing to comply with a crew member's instructions is a violation of FAA regulation. Allegiant does not tolerate disruptive, abusive, or unruly behavior of any kind. The explanation Bauer gives, that he meant it in no derogatory way, I mean, it's part of the male anatomy, does not sound like something a jerk does sound like something a jerk fourth grader would say. Yes, it does. In any case, Bauer and his spouse's dad feel they were shafted even after Allegiant Airlines dangled the offer of an alternative flight out of Grand Rapids. The two declined, instead deciding to drive. Whether that meant an hour south to Detroit Metro Airport for a connecting flight or the entire 18-hour drive to Florida is unclear. But still, you're going to get in trouble for doing stupid things like that, dude. That's all there is to that. I don't know if that can be... Oh, out of my homeland. This is too much. All right. I gotta take this one. AP News. Do I have an author? No, I don't. Coward. Roswell, New Mexico. Roswell, known for its association with extraterrestrial matters, will have 2 big UFO-themed events next year. Just want to point out, I was discovered as a child near Roswell. Yep. No explanation, no vehicle, no tire marks. Just some people bent down and were like, holy cow, there's a baby here. And it's more or less human looking. Anyway, the Roswell Daily Record reported Tuesday that the city has negotiated to host the 2nd annual UFO XPO in the spring. UFOXPO. The 3-day event was previously held in Florida. The extraterrestrial extravaganza includes a film festival, cosplay, panels on UFOs, and live music. It will be held March 10th through the 12th. This is on top of the city's UFO festival every summer. Roswell officials hope the UFO XPO can be another flagship event that draws visitors during spring break season. Ideally, the festivals will complement each other. Roswell's annual UFO festival is a significant revenue source. In October, an analysis by the city found this year's event had a $2 million direct economic impact. More than 40,000 people came. Man, that just sounds like a party waiting to happen. Yeah, I did it wrong again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that in mind, we are going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to read some more for you because you're driving. So be safe. And the Asylum, your refuge in a world gone mad, will be right back after this.
Marine Service Pro and the Tackle Box Seafood, located at 8210 River Road, Southport, is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, with the Tackle Box open Monday through Saturday, 7 to 6. Marine Service Pro is a full Suzuki and Tohatsu dealership. They deal in pre-owned boats, full service and repair, with certified technicians in all engines, and fiberglass specialists. The Tackle Box offers fresh, local seafood, live bait, a tackle shop, and fish packing and shipping. They also offer a full-service U-Haul dealership. Spend time with Leon or Jenny for one-stop shopping at Marine Service Pro and the Tackle Box Seafood, 8210 River Road, Southport.
Hello, I'm Matt Bennett with WWAY News. A new Hanover County man faces several charges of human trafficking and sexual exploitation of a minor. An investigation began when 70-year-old Jesse Teal allegedly posted advertisements to an escort website. He asked women if he could be their, quote, sugar daddy. The Coastal Carolina Human Trafficking Task Force interviewed several victims who engaged in sex for money arranged by Teal. Law enforcement arrested him at his home on November 29th on 12 human trafficking charges. On Monday, 16 additional charges were added, including child sexual exploitation and patronizing a minor. Teal is in jail under a $200,000 bond. Wilmington police are looking for an armed robbery suspect. That crime happened Monday at the Handy Hugo's in the 1700 block of Carolina Beach Road. The suspect got away with money and ran towards South Carolina Avenue. Police say the suspect is in his early 20s and is about 5'7". He was wearing a black pullover face mask, black hoodie, and black and white shoes. Anyone with information should call Wilmington Police or use the anonymous Tip 411 app. There are only 4 more shopping days before Christmas, and if you'll be hitting the mall or other stores today, Wilmington Police are urging you to use caution to prevent being targeted by thieves. Lieutenant Leslie Irving says if you're planning to shop in crowded areas, be aware of your surroundings. Avoid shopping alone and park in well-lit areas. She also recommends shopping when stores are less crowded. And if you get a new TV or video gaming system, don't leave those types of boxes visible outside your home. Lieutenant Irving also suggests having a home inventory list with serial numbers and photos or video of your valuables. And Wilmington International Airport is expecting a busy day of holiday travel. Be sure to arrive an hour and a half before your flight. And for more on these stories, you can go to wwaytv3.com. I'm Matt Bennett. Have a great day.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm WWAY meteorologist Ramel Carpenter with your Storm Track 3 forecast. It's the first day of winter, and what a start to winter here in the Cape Fear. Cloudy skies, chilly temperatures, and wet conditions in store for us throughout the day today. Not a complete washout, but we will see occasional showers heading into the afternoon hours, along with cloudy skies and highs barely getting into the lower 50s here in the Cape Fear. As for tonight, though, we're going to see some changes take shape. Middle and upper 40s is where we're briefly falling before temperatures rise overnight into early Thursday morning with a few showers sticking around as well. Get your full forecast on WWAY and WWAYTV3.com.
This news and weather is brought to you by Two Men and a Truck. For your free quote, go to twomenandatruck.com. twomenandatruck.com.
This week on All Things Brunswick, our guest will be Julie Flood, who's running for one of 4 open seats on the Court of Appeals. Join us 6 p.m. Tuesday for All Things Brunswick, right here on the Big Talker Network.
You're tuned in to the Big Talker Network, Wilmington, North Carolina's premier internet station for news and talk radio programming. Find us online at bigtalker.live. You're tuned in to the Big Talker Network, Wilmington, North Carolina's premier internet station for news and talk radio programming. Find us online at bigtalker.live.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are back right here on the Asylum, your refuge in a world gone mad. Shall we continue? Oh, that's right. Big Talker Network, bigtalker.live is the website. Please download the app for Android and iOS devices. You can pair that device with your automobile's entertainment system and take the Big Talker anywhere and everywhere you need to be, whether you want to be there or not. You can peruse the schedule of content both on the web and on the app. You can download and listen to or replay or whatever it is you would like to do. Any of the old material. Anything, you may have missed. You can peruse the schedule of content for when your favorite show will premiere. What else can you do there? You can send an email with any comments, questions, concerns, compliments, or critiques you may have. We can't improve without your help. At least, that's sort of what we're doing. Shall we continue with our news? I think we shall. Oops. That's the one I want. There we go. Yeah, I need to keep this. I can lose this, and this. Roswell, New Mexico, that's my home. Oh! This may be another version of a story we covered last week. Oh, okay, we're not going to go through this. We're going to do this because I am that guy. This may be the very same story we had previously. Fox 5, New York. Florida man hits his wife with Christmas tree after being asked to help with dinner. No author. Florida man allegedly hit his wife with a Christmas tree after she asked for help with making dinner. Yes, we did cover this. Richard Atchison, 52, lost his temper in the couple's Fruitland Park after he got into an argument with his wife after she asked for help. At some point, the woman reportedly put a spoon in the sink, accidentally splashing Atchison. According to Fox Orlando, the report said Atchison began packing his things and went outside to his vehicle. He then returned because he had been drinking and told his wife to leave instead. When she tried to leave, deputies said Atchison shoved her, picked up a Christmas tree, and threw it at her. It hit her, but there were no report of injuries. Authorities said he then blocked the front door to prevent her from leaving. You're not very good at this. Atchison was arrested on felony charges, including false imprisonment and domestic battery. He was booked into the Lake County Jail without incident. Records showed that he was held on an $8,000 bond. Yeah, he looks like a winner, I'm telling you. Florida man all over that. Oh, man, here's one in bad taste. As long as we're going there. Oh, man. 7-pound caterer slammed over Anne Frankfurter hot dog named after Holocaust victim. Jesus. A British caterer is being slammed for selling an Anne Frankfurter hot dog named after Holocaust victim Anne Frank. Viva Veggie Van. Really? Viva Veggie Van described the food option as a classic plant-based hot dog topped with raw onion, relish, ketchup, and mustard, reports Indy 100. Screenshots of the menu, which debuted at Brum Brewery Company in Birmingham, United Kingdom over the weekend, were leaked online and sparked immediate backlash. Holy cow. The Anne Frankfurter, really? Viva Veggie? Tweeted one angry Twitter user. I'd think twice before hosting this on your patch. At Brum Brewery. I'm honestly baffled as to how anybody can think calling an item on their catering menu the Anne Frankfurter would be acceptable, another person tweeted. Brum Brewery Company issued a statement saying that they had no knowledge of the inappropriate name before booking the vendor. I see. I see. A menu was shared last night by a third-party vendor who was booked to trade at our brewery tap room this weekend, tweeted the brewery. We did not have sight of the menu before it was published, and we agreed that the name of one of the dishes is totally inappropriate. The trader will not be trading with us. Oops. Maria Finn, the owner of Viva Veggie Van, told the Jewish Chronicle that it was just playing with words and that she is not a controversial person. The Post reached out to Finn for comment. Finn also explained her thought processes behind the name. Thought process. A single process, not more than one. She didn't think, like second thoughts or nothing. Anne Frank was from Germany, from Frankfurt, and she didn't eat meat, explained Finn, whose catering company serves vegetarian and vegan options. According to the caterer, the gig was their first ever event. Oops. This was going to be our first event. I got made redundant during COVID and started the business with my daughter, said Finn. We just wanted to do a small event before Christmas. We've ordered all our food. Now there's no other festivals this weekend for us to sell at. I'm very disappointed. Sharon Pollock, chief executive of the Holocaust Educational Trust, also issued a statement saying that the use of any Holocaust victim's name as a marketing ploy will never be appropriate. Anne Frank was a young Jewish girl forced into hiding for 2 years before being deported to Auschwitz and then Bergen-Belsen, where she was murdered, said Pollock. To use the name of a Holocaust victim as a marketing ploy will never be appropriate. Best laid intentions, man. But there is a point where, you got to think about, is this good taste? Is this a good idea? Maybe run it by your friends. Preferably your Jewish friends. And if they react in horror and just recoil in absolute, just absolutely aghast, probably shouldn't do it. Here's Arizona in a nutshell. Do I have an author? No author. AP News. Arizona driver cited for carpooling with inflatable Grinch. Yeah. Just let that roll by. This would qualify as entitlement, okay? Just putting that out there. Phoenix, Arizona. The Grinch came early for an Arizonan driver who tried to pass off an inflatable figure of the Dr. Seuss character as a passenger. The Arizona Department of Public Safety says a state trooper last week noticed a car in a high occupancy vehicle lane on... Oh, that's what HOV means, high occupancy vehicle. I was today years old, just letting you know. The Arizona Department of Public Safety says Oh, wait. The Grinch came early, inflatable... Yeah. The Arizona Department of Public Safety says a state trooper last week noticed a car in a high-occupancy vehicle lane on Interstate 10 in Phoenix with a suspicious-looking green passenger. While the gag may have caused the officer's heart to grow, it did not stop the driver from getting cited for being in the HOV lane during a restricted time. The agency, however, could not but help could not help but post a photo of the Grinch figure with the driver's face blurred on its Twitter account. Officials say they appreciate the festive flair, but that the driver's action was still illegal. They are urging motorists to follow traffic laws. Ha! Outstanding. Oh man, this is hominis Americanus today, man. It's like a marathon, if you will. A real-life hamburglar wanted for snatching nuggets and burgers from New York City McDonald's. Story by Ali Griffin. New York Post by way of MSN. How I get around the ads. A real-life hamburglar is wanted by police for stealing more than 24 nuggets and 2 double cheeseburgers from a Bronx McDonald's in a knife-point robbery last week. This person does not aim very high in their aspirations, whether their enterprise be criminal or not. Okay, why are you acting up? I don't appreciate that. A real-life hamburglar is wanted by police for stealing more than 24 nuggets and 2 double cheeseburgers. The alleged thief threatened staffers inside the Mount Eden Eatery with a knife before casually heading behind the counter and helping himself to the fast food around 4:30 p.m. last Monday, police said. He allegedly snatched 1 20-piece chicken McNuggets, 1 6-piece McNuggets, and 2 McDonald's cheeseburgers before running out of the chain restaurant at 101 East 170th Street, according to cops. In a video released by the New York Police Department, the sticky-fingered suspect can be seen swinging his feet over the counter and walking past dumbfounded employees before he grabs the food and shoves it in his pockets. In his pockets, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't even bother with a bag. Definitely not a Mensa candidate. He literally just shoves the crap into his bag, into his pockets. I mean, not even nothing. The alleged thief sold, swapped the black and white striped outfit, white brim and mask of the McDonald's character for an Astros jersey, bandana, and a medical face mask, according to the footage. The knife-point robbery comes months after a McDonald's employee in Brooklyn was shot in the neck over an argument about cold fries. Matthew Webb, 23, died days after the August shooting. We Americans are just not the best specimens of our species. Just want to let you know that. Okay, now this one. Let's see what happens. Come on, baby. No. No, you're not going to make me do this. I'll do it this way then. Because I can. By way of MSN, WLTX-TV Columbia, identical twin sisters were accused of cheating on a test. A jury awarded them $1.5 million. Identical twin sisters accused of cheating on their year-end medical school exams have won a defamation case against the Medical University of South Carolina. Oh man, we just want the truth to be the truth regardless. We just, you say it enough. The twins, Kayla and Kelly Bingham, were accused of academic dishonesty in May 2016 after test proctors reviewed the results of an exam, which their performance was deemed to be remarkably similar. The sisters' identical answers to 296 of 307 questions, including 54 wrong answers, raised alarm bells among university officials who launched an investigation into the twins' performance. A school's honor council alleged the pair were signaling one another and passing notes, court documents show, and ultimately ruled they had cheated on the exam. It was an 8-hour exam during which we exhibited normal test-taking behavior, Kayla Bingham told CBS Money Watch. The Binghams successfully appealed the decision and filed a lawsuit against the university, arguing that for years they had behaved and performed similarly academically and in athletics. After a 4-day trial in November, a South Carolina jury decided the school had defamed the sisters and awarded them a total of $1.5 million in damages. The twins had a history of scoring within a point of one another on official exams such as the SATs, the MCATs, the LSATs, according to their personal records, which were shared with CBS Money Watch. Well, it makes sense. They're pretty much the same person, and they're probably studying together and, coming up with their ideas and answers and such together at the same time. So, that's to be expected, you moron. Damn. Get over yourself. I don't know why this is taking so long. Can you imagine that? I still need somebody's opinion on that. So, I'm guessing our guest is going to be unavailable. I wonder if this happened in America. KTLA 5, KTLA.com. Tony Kurzweil. Vandals trash family's elaborate holiday decorations in Westminster. The Grinch strikes again. A Westminster family is sharing surveillance of vandals wrecking their holiday decorations over the weekend. The incident occurred on Jones Avenue just after 11 p.m. Saturday night. The family wasn't home at the time. The family wasn't home at the time, but later saw surveillance video of 2 or 3 people stabbing decorations and throwing lights around. The vandals then got into a car and drove away, because it's too cold and snowy where they are right now to bother with that. Holy mackerel. The homeowner said at least 5 decorations were destroyed and another was stolen and placed in the trunk of a car. The family is upset for their children, who spent time setting up the decorations to bring holiday cheer to the entire neighborhood. When Westminster police said that they were aware of the incident and that a few other area homes had also had decorations vandalized. Man, see, no matter how much you like or dislike the holidays, that's just not right. That's just not right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah. The Asylum, Your Refuge in a World Gone Mad will be right back after all this stuff. I promise. So don't go nowhere. Be right back.
Marine Service Pro and the Tackle Box Seafood, located at 8210 River Road, Southport, is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, with the Tackle Box open Monday through Saturday, 7 to 6. Marine Service Pro is a full Suzuki and Tohatsu dealership. They deal in pre-owned boats, full service and repair, with certified technicians in all engines, and fiberglass specialists. The Tackle Box offers fresh, local seafood, live bait, a tackle shop, and fish packing and shipping. They also offer a full-service U-Haul dealership. Spend time with Leon or Jenny for one-stop shopping at Marine Service Pro and the Tackle Box Seafood, 8210 River Road, Southport.
Hello, I'm Matt Bennett with WWAY News. A new Hanover County man faces several charges of human trafficking and sexual exploitation of a minor. An investigation began when 70-year-old Jesse Teal allegedly posted advertisements to an escort website. He asked women if he could be their, quote, sugar daddy. The Coastal Carolina Human Trafficking Task Force interviewed several victims who engaged in sex for money arranged by Teal. Law enforcement arrested him at his home on November 29th on 12 human trafficking charges. On Monday, 16 additional charges were added, including child sexual exploitation and patronizing a minor. Teal is in jail under a $200,000 bond. Wilmington police are looking for an armed robbery suspect. That crime happened Monday at the Handy Hugo's in the 1700 block of Carolina Beach Road. The suspect got away with money and ran towards South Carolina Avenue. Police say the suspect is in his early 20s and is about 5'7". He was wearing a black pullover face mask, black hoodie, and black and white shoes. Anyone with information should call Wilmington Police or use the anonymous Tip 411 app. There are only 4 more shopping days before Christmas, and if you'll be hitting the mall or other stores today, Wilmington Police are urging you to use caution to prevent being targeted by thieves. Lieutenant Leslie Irving says if you're planning to shop in crowded areas, be aware of your surroundings. Avoid shopping alone and park in well-lit areas. She also recommends shopping when stores are less crowded. And if you get a new TV or video gaming system, don't leave those types of boxes visible outside your home. Lieutenant Irving also suggests having a home inventory list with serial numbers and photos or video of your valuables. And Wilmington International Airport is expecting a busy day of holiday travel. Be sure to arrive an hour and a half before your flight. And for more on these stories, you can go to WWAYTV3.com. I'm Matt Bennett. Have a great day.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm WWAY meteorologist Ramel Carpenter with your Storm Track 3 forecast. It's the first day of winter, and what a start to winter here in the Cape Fear. Cloudy skies, chilly temperatures, and wet conditions in store for us throughout the day today. Not a complete washout, but we will see occasional showers heading into the afternoon hours, along with cloudy skies and highs barely getting into the lower 50s here in the Cape Fear. As for tonight, though, we're going to see some changes take shape. Middle and upper 40s is where we're briefly falling before temperatures rise overnight into early Thursday morning with a few showers sticking around as well. Get your full forecast on WWAY and WWAYTV3.com.
This news and weather is brought to you by Two Men and a Truck. For your free quote, go to twomenandatruck.com. twomenandatruck.com.
This week on All Things Brunswick, our guest will be Julie Flood, who's running for one of 4 open seats on the Court of Appeals. Join us 6 p.m. Tuesday for All Things Brunswick, right here on the Big Talker Network.
You're tuned in to the Big Talker Network, Wilmington, North Carolina's premier internet station for news and talk radio programming. Find us online at bigtalker.live.
Marine Service Pro and the Tackle Box Seafood, located at 8210 River Road, Southport, is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, with the Tackle Box open Monday through Saturday, 7 to 6. Marine Service Pro is a full Suzuki and Tohatsu dealership. They deal in pre-owned boats, full service and repair with certified technicians in all engines and fiberglass specialists. The tackle box offers fresh local seafood, live bait, a tackle shop, and fish packing and shipping. They also offer a full-service U-Haul dealership. Spend time with Leon or Jenny for one-stop shopping at Marine Service Pro and the Tackle Box Seafood, 8210 River Road, Southport.
Hello, I'm Matt Bennett with WWAY News. A new Hanover County man faces several charges of human trafficking and sexual exploitation of a minor. An investigation began when 70-year-old Jesse Teal allegedly posted advertisements to an escort website. He asked women if he could be their, quote, sugar daddy. The Coastal Carolina Human Trafficking Task Force interviewed several victims who engaged in sex for money arranged by Teal. Law enforcement arrested him at his home on November 29th on 12 human trafficking charges. On Monday, 16 additional charges were added, including child sexual exploitation and patronizing a minor. Teal is in jail under a $200,000 bond. Wilmington police are looking for an armed robbery suspect. That crime happened Monday at the Handy Hugo's in the 1700 block of Carolina Beach Road. The suspect got away with money and ran towards South Carolina Avenue. Police say the suspect is in his early 20s and is about 5'7". He was wearing a black pullover face mask, black hoodie, and black and white shoes. Anyone with information should call Wilmington Police or use the anonymous Tip 411 app. There are only 4 more shopping days before Christmas, and if you'll be hitting the mall or other stores today, Wilmington Police are urging you to use caution to prevent being targeted by thieves. Lieutenant Leslie Irving says if you're planning to shop in crowded areas, be aware of your surroundings. Avoid shopping alone and park in well-lit areas. She also recommends shopping when stores are less crowded. And if you get a new TV or video gaming system, don't leave those types of boxes visible outside your home. Lieutenant Irving also suggests having a home inventory list with serial numbers and photos or video of your valuables. And Wilmington International Airport is expecting a busy day of holiday travel. Be sure to arrive an hour and a half before your flight. And for more on these stories, you can go to WWAYTV3.com. I'm Matt Bennett. Have a great day.
You're tuned in to the Big Talker Network, Wilmington, North Carolina's premier internet station for news and talk radio programming. Find us online at bigtalker.live. Hey, welcome back to the Asylum, your refuge in a world gone mad, right here on the Big Talker Network. And what's really cool is I have a parent here that I can discuss the previous subject with. It was a news story coming out of China. I'm going to call it up here real quick. The headline, and I have to ask this as a parent, is this something that you would do for your child? How much do you love your children? All right, that's
anything phrased that way is getting ready to go bad.
I am loading this gun as best I can.
My kids do this when they really want something too. Like, how much do you love me?
Right.
Not as much as whatever you're getting ready to hit me with.
Yeah, this is Christmas. I get it, but you do what you can with what you got. All right. Parents hire a skilled gamer to beat children at video games and crush their confidence.
I like this plan.
So apparently,
wasn't this a Dave Chappelle skit?
I have no idea, but it's played out in real life.
Yeah, it was. He goes to play with the. He does the Make-A-Wish thing where he's playing with the kid and he just crushes the kid so bad that the kid goes into cardiac arrest.
Oh
and
my
he recovers
God!
Him, and then he shakes him back awake and recovers him, and he's like, "All right, pick up your sticks, son." Goes right back to whooping his tail.
Damn. Well, apparently,
that was an old Chappelle skit.
Video game master recently revealed that he was paid by the parents of a young gamer to kick his butt at his favorite video game and make him question his actual skills. The boy had dedicated most of his time to online video games and dreamed of becoming a professional gamer and supporting himself by doing what he loved most.
Now this is important context.
Right. This adds a little bit of edge to it. If there was a guitar player, would it be different?
Well, I mean, if you bring Steve Vai in to let your kid know that he's got a ways to go yet, Like, see, that the context there is very important, because this is not some blanket just being a jerk to your kid thing. This is a teach them a lesson thing.
Yeah.
So they brought them in not to just crush their hopes and dreams, but to give them a reality check.
Right.
Of, no, you're not on that level. Here's the level you're going to have to get to. That's a little different thing. I can. This isn't like the first way they phrased it. It sounded like they brought a ringer into a little league game or something just to make everybody feel bad. Like that's not okay. I get that, but this is something, many parents down through the generations have done. Is at some point you got to humble your kid a little bit and let them know where they're at in the world, so they can correctly discern where they are and where they got to go from here.
And most of the time, that's handled by, just getting hurt.
Yeah.
Or not getting a participation trophy, happen to actually bleed for your win kind of thing.
Look, you've met me in person. I got this big flat spot right in the front of my nose because I've had my nose broken multiple times. Because nobody told me I was a little guy and I liked to fight a lot when I was a kid. So it's one of those things, like, you learn. You might want to move your head and not take a punch right to the nose after the second, third time and get your nose broke. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. That's experiential knowledge that cannot be replaced with anything else.
My dad did this to me frequently. He was very into the Socratic method, and he was into making sure I knew where I was in the food chain. He did this multiple times. I remember one year for my birthday, he told me he bought me a 4-wheeler, which I grew up in the country. That's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, he's like, yeah, I bought you a 4-wheeler. I'm going to go pick it up, and I'm going to bring it home. So I got to take the trailer to school with me. School teacher. So he comes home with a 4-wheeler. He told me the truth, but it had, a 46-inch cutting deck under it because it was a lawnmower that I was going to be mowing grass 6 days a week with. This is the kind of stuff my dad did to make sure I knew where I was at. I remember he bought a new car on my 16th birthday. So my 16th birthday, he comes home with this brand new Pontiac Grand Prix. The sporty looking ones, right?
Okay.
And I'm just losing my freaking mind. I'm like, yeah. He took a look at it, took a look at me, took a look at it, took a look at me, went, oh, it's not for you. Stuff like this. So, but when I was little, my grandfather was his dad, my dad's dad, and my grandfather. He was the machine shop supervisor for Union Alloy Carbide, the Union Alloy steel plant in West Virginia. It's still there, still operating, by the way. But he had this massive garage full of tools of anything you can imagine. Everything from mining augers to old tools, stuff from the 18th century. Like it was Wonderland when you were a kid, right?
Yeah.
And he had one. He still had the old crosscut saws that they used when my dad was little. When they cut down trees, they still ran a crosscut saw. For those of you from Logan or the city folks, those are the saws with a handle on both ends, and it's depending on the length. It's between 6 to 12 feet long between the two of you, and you push and pull it back and forth between each other to cut a tree down or cut a log down or whatever the case may be, right? You didn't really cut trees with them because they bind. This was more for cutting logs, so you lay a log long ways and you do it.
Oh, yeah, the sideways where they got it between the little...
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. These things are huge, and they're heavy, and they're made out of, rough steel. So, but the thing is, it's very flexible. There's an art form to this, and my dad would make me cross-cut stuff with him. We had chainsaws, but he made me cross-cut stuff with him sometimes to learn the lesson, because you have to do it together, because it's pliable. It moves. It's not a solid piece of metal. It waves. And the whole thing of it and the lesson of it, and I've never forgot it, you cannot lean on it when you get tired, because you're pushing and pulling it horizontally. And if you put any vertical pressure on it whatsoever, it screws it up and binds it. Okay, everybody with me so far?
Yep.
So you have to be in perfect sync with the other person. When they pull, you have to push. When you pull, they have to push, and it's got to be on level. And the point is, you cannot cheat. So if you start getting tired and you start leaning on it a little bit, it stops working. It won't work. And I remember my dad making me do that as a kid. And that was his whole point was, there's some things you just can't cheat. You have to do it the hard way. And this is one of them. And it was a lesson his dad gave to him. I've just never forgotten that kind of stuff. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, there's literally a chainsaw sitting right there. Just use the chainsaw. Stuff like that. But it's teaching the life lesson of, look, you punk kid, yeah, there's easy ways to do things, but that's not always the best way to do things. And yes, there's things in the one of the I've told my own children multiple times is like one of y'all's problems is you haven't had life really kick you real hard yet, but it's coming.
You don't have the bruises.
It's something as a parent you have to prepare your children for, and I've been kind of bad at it. I'm trying to figure this out still because I still got kids in high school. You're not preparing your kids just for success and failure. You're preparing them as a parent for the in-between. What you really got to teach them is how do you handle success and how do you handle failure, because they're going to have both. And we kind of get into this rut of we only prepare them for success or we only prepare them for failure. The middle part is way more important. How do you react to it? How do you bounce back? How do you handle handling success is just as hard as handling a failure, sometimes more so. How many examples do we see in media all the time of people that can't handle success and ruin themselves, right?
Oh, yeah. Or just, winning the lottery is enough to prove that that it's difficult to manage.
So with that context, with what you're presenting, of course, we don't know the full story because I'm a writer. I know how these things work. You frame it so you get people to read it. That doesn't necessarily mean that's exactly how it went, right? You teach a child, if you have a kid that's like, I'm going to be a professional gamer, bringing in a professional gamer so that they can see what that gap looks like could be a very healthy thing, but it depends on how they handled the afterbirth of that, right?
Or the introduction. Like in my case, my mom introduced me to a cellist the night of a symphony performance. And before the show, she was in full regalia, the formal black dress, the most elegant instrument, and she played passages and such to sort of illustrate the types of tones and the type of things I could do if I were to pursue this instrument.
Because and for people that don't know, when you're talking about an orchestra thing, it's not playing notes. That's not the hard part.
No, the hard part is playing notes with everybody else.
It's the tone and the intonation, or whatever the term is. You have to blend with what everybody else is doing. It's not just I'm going to play this CFG riff, like when you're soloing on a guitar. You have to fit in.
Yep,
that's the artistry at that level.
And my favorite thing to do as a kid at the time was string quartets. But this was a full-on symphony with 140, 150 musicians at the same time, and each one of them has to be in sync with each other. It's irreplaceable in experience, I think. But anyway,
yeah,
her individual performance beforehand, sort of a touch on what it can do, and obviously her skill was
a demo.
Was more of an introduction, like, if a kid likes trains and you get to take him on the biggest train he's ever seen, it's an eye-opening, hey, I really do want to do this type of thing. Whereas
Correct.
In this case, it was delivered as, hey, go ahead and play your little video game. And little pro gamer here is being paid $7.20 an hour to completely crush your spirits. And he did it just like a pool hustler. He strung out the first game and lost it, and then crushed him in the last 4 games out of the 5, and just completely crushed him, and included pictures of the screenshot of him trash talking and just completely demeaning this kid to his parents as proof of his work.
Which that would have came from the parents of, you have to
prove that you destroyed my
not
child.
That he was probably not enjoying it a little bit, but
it's not like he doesn't do it anyway on Twitch. Now he's just getting paid $7.20 an hour to do that. I think that's, is that fair?
Yeah, well, and again, here's the thing.
If you want the kid to understand the level he needs to play with, you put him in a tournament. You don't pay somebody to come and completely eviscerate the poor bastard.
Yeah, I'm not saying this is good parenting. I'm just saying I understand the theory behind it. Like, to use your example though, is like if you were being really arrogant after 6 months of playing the cello, like, all right, I'm the greatest cellist player ever. I'm gonna make a career of this, and she's like, she has Yo-Yo Ma roll to your house, which you wouldn't do, by the way, because he's like the nicest guy in the world ever. But she has Yo-Yo Ma roll up.
The Dennis Rodman version.
Yeah, he rolls up and pumps out some Rachmaninoff right in your face and be like, all right, kid, top that, and then you can call me. You know,
Devil went down to Georgia.
I have actually heard that on a cello before, believe it or not.
Really? I've heard it bluegrass style.
No, okay, true story. They had the string. You just talked about the string quartet. They had the string quartet of a symphony come to a school in West Virginia. It wasn't our school, but like several schools went there to see them, right?
Mhm.
Because this one school had a bigger auditorium. So it's like 5 or 6 different schools. And of course, you know, the concert master for the orchestra is usually the first chair violin, give or take. I mean, there's some exceptions, but usually the first chair violin's the concert master.
Right.
So this guy's the concert master and he's the first chair violinist. He's the best violin player in the thing, but he's also basically the underconductor of the symphony, right? For people that never gone to the symphony, when you sit down in the symphony and the symphony comes out, the maestro, the conductor of the symphony, doesn't come out with them. The first chair violin comes out first and then does the tune-up note, which is actually my favorite part of going to the symphony live, is that first tuning note when it all hits at once. That moment's just amazing.
It's almost like a THX in a movie theater type experience.
Well, no, that's where they got that from. But like when because it's all the disparate noise where everybody's tuning, and then the concert master stands up from his chair and they hit that first note. There's no amplified, and you know I love my thumb. There's no amplified music that will ever simulate if you physically are sitting there for a full orchestra that hits that first note all together, because you physically can feel it hitting your chest. There's just no amplification that will ever match that. Like it's just an amazing thing. But that's what the concert master does. So anyway, this concert master, and he's the first chair violin for I forget where the symphony was from. It was from a major city, and they were on tour. But it's their string sections, you know, the cellos and the violas and the violins and whatever, and a bass player. The full bass, double bass, whatever they call it. So they got this little, they got this, and they were playing some pop and country stuff because it's for kids, right? So it's a program for the kids. So of course, because he's a violin player and I live in hillbilly land because we're in West Virginia, that's like the only violin song a lot of those kids know that's other than bluegrass tunes that guy would never know. So they're just hounding it. Like every question is like, when are you going to play Devil Goes Down to Georgia? When are you going to play that? Like they're just driving this poor guy crazy, and he's milking it because he knows
it's coming.
Radio. Yeah, it's not his first rodeo, and this is a master of his craft to be at that level. Like he can play anything probably from memory. He's one of the best violin players in the world because you got to be that guy to have that job. So he's just milking it. He's like, I don't know if I can play Devil Goes Down. Of course he can. So finally he said, you know what? I don't know if I can do it or not. Let's try it on the cello, because he was trying to explain the different instruments and stuff, because most of those kids never seen a cello or a viola or anything like this.
Right.
And the cellist, I remember he was this really big dude. Like this was a big guy. He's probably 6'4", 6'5", whatever. He comes up, puts his cello down, and you got to sit on the chair. So he's got the chair. He puts the cello down with the little, the point thing that it sits on, leans it back, goes, hold on, and he leans it out, and the concert master holds it. He stands up. He takes his jacket off, and they weren't in their tuxes. They were just in like, business attire kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a dress shirt and a sport coat on. He takes the sport coat off, and then you know that this was a setup all along. So he takes his sport coat off, and the dress shirt, he has the sleeves cut off it. Right? Like I'm not talking clean. I'm talking ragged cut, like he did it with like
just ripped it
a
off.
razor blade in prison, right? So he takes his sport coat off, and he's got this sleeveless dress shirt that's buttoned down with a tie on, and he's just he's got full sleeve tats. And he sits down with his cello, which looks like a guitar in his hand because this dude's huge. And he rips off Devil Goes Down to Georgia on the cello. And all those kids just lost their freaking mind. And I'm sitting there. And first thing I thought of was cool. And then it's like, oh, it was all a setup from the go. Like they know, like they prepped that.
Yep.
And it was just, as a teenager, it was really, really cool. And then him and the concert master did the whole Devil Goes Down to Georgia. They did dueling banjos. They did a couple pop songs that people were great. They did Come On Eileen, Dexy's Midnight Runners, that
yeah,
the little violin riff, they did some stuff that everybody would know, even kids would know, but it was just it was a really cool thing. But yeah, he did the whole Devil Went Down to Georgia on the cello, which was just amazing. And by the way, free plug, anybody that's ever listened to Apocalyptica, they're
That
these
sounds like fun.
they're these Scandinavian guys that got famous because they were a four cello quartet. They were a four cello quartet that did a whole album of Metallica and heavy metal music, and they're really, really good. And they've expanded out. They do original songs and stuff now. They do a full band thing. But that original Metallica by four cellos is really, really good stuff. They do the whole thing. And then their second album, they did some pretty hardcore metal stuff. But it's amazing what those guys can play on cello.
Oh,
it's
man.
pretty cool. Go check that out. But anyway,
Being a musician is beyond the instrument.
I just had this conversation when I was up in Chicago a couple weeks ago with somebody. Was like, because we went to the Christmas market and they had the polka band walking around, just not the full polka band, but trumpet player, accordion player, that the 3 or 4 guys and they're playing polka music because it's a German tradition to have and that's what I got in the conversation with. The guy I think he's from Czech Republic, if I remember right. He was talking about this, and I was like, remember, not all songs are polka, but every song can be a polka song.
Yep.
And because they were going to do, because I told them to do Country Roads, and I was like, you don't understand, the Germans love that song. Like, you go to Oktoberfest in Munich, you will hear Country Roads 3 times a day minimum. They love that song. The polka style Country Roads, they sing it a little bit differently, but like, you can make any song into a polka song, you can make any song into a bluegrass song, and you can play any song in a classical style on like a violin or a piano, because music's universal. It's pretty amazing.
One of the skits we're working on as a duo is Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd, done in a bluegrass style, because, them hippies wrote a 7-minute song when it should have been about 3 minutes long. And here's how it goes. And then kick it off in bluegrass twice speed.
Love it. All right,
Dude,
brother, I got a media hit. I got
again.
to bounce. Yeah,
All right.
man.
Keep
good stuff
tuned.
on my show. Check it out. We got really good. I've been basically off for 2 weeks because I've been traveling a lot. I was in DC. I was in Chicago. I was in Myrtle Beach yesterday.
Well, that sucks.
So I've been all over the place. No, it was good. It was good.
That's what I'm saying. That was.
Of course, Christmas is coming up, but we've got really, really good stuff on the show. Make sure you check it out. Heard Tell. Love it. I'm excited with some of the new stuff you've got going on. I'm hoping to help you out with some of it come the new year, and we'll talk soon, buddy.
All right, man. Take care. Thanks for stopping by, and we will see you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, man, that was really cool. I haven't seen my friend Andrew in a minute, and it was great to have him back online. I'm going to bring up a little bit of music because we're going to slowly close out the show. I just have a little bit of behind-the-scenes work I need to do to make sure this is a clean break. I have clients later today, and I don't want to, mess anything up. That's sort of a big deal to me. All right, if I do this right. Cool. So far, so good. I might even hit this a little bit early because I am excited for what's coming today. I have a little bit more work to do. And you will notice, well, maybe you can't see it on your end, but we've added the Coastal Carolina Network YouTube channel to our stream outlets, and that's a spot to keep an eye out on. So with that in mind, we will be back tomorrow for the Asylum right here on the Big Talker Network. BigTalker.live is the website. Please download the app for Android and iOS devices. And we will see you soon.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm WWAY meteorologist Ramel Carpenter with your Storm Track 3 forecast. It's the first day of winter, and what a start to winter here in the Cape Fear. Cloudy skies, chilly temperatures, and wet conditions in store for us throughout the day today. Not a complete washout, but we will see occasional showers heading into the afternoon hours, along with cloudy skies and highs barely getting into the lower 50s here in the Cape Fear. As for tonight, though, we're going to see some changes take shape. Middle and upper 40s is where we're briefly falling before temperatures rise overnight into early Thursday morning with a few showers sticking around as well. Get your full forecast on WWAY and WWAYTV3.com.
Marine Service Pro and the Tackle Box Seafood, located at 8210 River Road, Southport, is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, with the Tackle Box open Monday through Saturday, 7 to 6. Marine Service Pro is a full Suzuki and Tohatsu dealership. They deal in pre-owned boats, full service and repair, with certified technicians in all engines, and fiberglass specialists. The Tackle Box offers fresh local seafood, live bait, a tackle shop, and fish packing and shipping. They also offer a full-service U-Haul dealership. Spend time with Leon or Jenny for one-stop shopping at Marine Service Pro and the Tackle Box Seafood, 8210 River Road, Southport.
Hello, I'm Matt Bennett with WWAY News. A new Hanover County man faces several charges of human trafficking and sexual exploitation of a minor. An investigation began when 70-year-old Jesse Teal allegedly posted advertisements to an escort website. He asked women if he could be their, quote, sugar daddy. The Coastal Carolina Human Trafficking Task Force interviewed several victims who